What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Bro Tech Gaming Podcast. My name is Carlos, and this is my brother over here, Gio. He's been on the podcast a couple times, and we are going to talk about Captain America. He just went to the movies to go see it. What were your post thoughts, like walking out of the theater on it?
Well, before I start, I want to say it's nice to be called up from the practice squad again, to be here. But yeah, Captain America, terrible. Like, normally with these movies, like, Carlos is like, oh, they suck, they're terrible. I don't mind them, I enjoy them. Like Black Widow, I actually kind of enjoyed it. But this movie, The only other movie that I could think was bad as this one was Eternals, because if I'm like 9 off and falling asleep in a movie, it's not good.
I wouldn't say it was as bad as Eternals. Eternals was very long and boring, and I didn't remember anyone's name. I know the actors, but as far as like their names and like them contributing to the Marvel universe, I don't think it had that effect on me. But I mean, Black Widow was okay. I mean, it was like a good filler movie for like in between Endgame and whatever was coming next after that. Like, even though it was like a basically a prequel, because Black Widow's dead already, and then she comes out with her own movie. It's like okay, you're a little bit too late on that, but
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, like with that movie, I felt like I got a little more respect for her, a little more substance. With this Captain America movie, like it's nothing against like the characters at all, like them personally. It's just the story. It's just kind of bland, and it's like, yeah, we have all the people from the past coming back and kind of dealing with their demons, but it doesn't push anything for the multiverse besides the very, very end. It doesn't really, I don't know. To me, it just didn't do much at all.
yeah, it kind of reminded me of like, which one was it, like Winter Soldier, where it was Captain America and Black Widow, where they go to the base in New Jersey, and then they find the computer. So it was kind of the same, except now we have like the new Captain America with the other guy. What was his name? His sidekick.
The new Falcon, the Hispanic dude.
Yeah. So the new Falcon. So they go to a base, and then they find the other like bad guy. But like the bad guy's superpower was that. So if you remember back in the original Hulk, pretty much towards the end of the movie, when the Hulk was bleeding and that scientist teacher dude had like a cut on his head, and he got some Hulk blood that went into it, and like his brain got like big. So that's where that villain is from, about 20 years ago, if you remember that far back. Like, so anyways, like, so during like the movies saying that he was in hiding, pretty much like in jail from Ross, and he's just kind of been doing things in the behind the scenes, and his power is like that he can I don't know, not project, but like I don't know, what do you call it, like
There's probabilities and just like predict certain outcomes and stuff.
yeah, so he does that, but in this movie, like, none of them even come true, because like he does a assassination attempt on the old on his friend, I forgot his name, with like the original super soldier, and like the point of that was for him to go back and then be with him, and he didn't. So he was like, oh yeah, there was like a 76% chance that you were gonna do it, but it's like why aren't you operating on like 100% chance stuff that stuff's gonna happen? I don't know, like his whole like villain arc was just kind of dumb. And
Actually, he said it was 88%. But yeah, the way I see it, it's like it was Ross's ChatGPT before ChatGPT was a thing. It's, yeah, the arc itself is just like, I think you're gonna do this, and then when Captain America's like, let me do something different, the whole thing just crumbles.
yeah, and so I was talking to Sean about this, but like we are gonna go into spoilers in this movie. It's been out for a couple weeks already, so yeah, if you haven't seen it, you go ahead and click forward. But we are gonna get into heavy spoilers. So I was telling Sean about one part in the movie where Captain America and the Falcon, they go into this prison area where the Brainiac guy is, and the Brainiac has like this machine that's like coming down from the roof, and it pretty much immobilizes Captain America. And then from that point, you should have just killed him, because your plan is having Captain America not involved in those plans. So that would be the most like realistic point of doing that, you know. But instead he stops it, like lets the bad guys come in, and then he walks away, like, you know, tells his evil plan and then walks away, like thinking that, like, you know, like his goons are gonna come in and kill him, and then they don't. Like obviously, because then the movie would be over. But you know, like, I felt like the writers wrote themselves into a corner from that point, and they were just like, well shit, what do we do now, you know? And they just were just like, well, how about if we just have like the villain come in, talk about his plans, and then just leave, and then they escape somehow. It's like, oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's very, very original, you know. No one's ever thought about that. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that in the movie that I noticed. And I don't know, like the whole end of the movie, like I know the movie went through a lot of reshoots and like rewrites and stuff like that. And the whole end of the movie, you know, where they fight in this big like CGI fest, and then after they're done fighting, he instead of like keeping the fight going, he decides to do like a speech, you know. You know, the power of speech, you know.
Yeah.
And then, you know, all's well, and you know, instead of the Hulk dying, which I think in the original draft they had the Hulk dying, or the Red Hulk dying. So instead of killing him off, they just put him on the raft, and that's it. That's the end of the movie. Betty comes to see him, and remember, Betty is his daughter from, you know, 20 years ago from the original movie, if you don't remember that. But yeah, so like his point of being president and living on was just to show his daughter that he's a good guy, which I don't really think he was good. You know, when he comes out in the Avengers, he came up with the Sokovia Accords and stuff like that, and trying to manage the Avengers to where they can't even go out and avenge like they're supposed to, you know, without asking him for permission to do anything. But yeah, that's my take on it.
Yeah, I think like you said, the writers being put into a corner, they probably did that because like they don't want to have too many people in the movie because it might like ruin like other portions of future movies. That's kind of what I thought. And so with it end up being the way it was, and then they're like, hey, let's throw in Giancarlo. I don't know how to say his name. Um, I don't know. I'm in the camp of him should have been Doctor Doom, but him as a I'm the what would you say he was, the Sidewinder?
Yeah, I think his name was a Sidewinder.
Yeah, he was just a super side piece for this movie. Like did nothing. Like hey, I'm gonna shoot you, and then almost kills him, but then doesn't. And then their final fight where he's like, I'll see you later on. I'm like, that's so cheesy. like what are you gonna do? Go shoot someone else again? Like almost kill him? Like nah, it's such a waste. I think him as Doctor Doom would have been much better because it'd been more realistic. Like him just a military dude with resources, like okay, but him as Doctor Doom, nah. I feel like he has that like what is it, that cold hardness about him that we've seen in other movies and shows. And so yeah, we'll see. Them putting Ross in the raft too, I feel like that's just so if they want to use him later on they can, like, you know, they have Doctor Doom fighting and do another portal thing where everyone's coming out. You're gonna see Red Hulk with Green Hulk fighting in the corner, like running out. I feel like that was part of the purpose of keeping him alive.
Yeah, about that. I mean, Harrison Ford is kind of up there in age already. I don't see. I mean, if that, well, like what you're saying is gonna happen, I feel like that's gonna have to be like in the very near future. You know, they can't wait, you know, 5-10 years to build that up, and then, you know, like a geriatric, you know, Harrison Ford coming out fighting. I mean, unless, you know, something happens where he doesn't want to play it, or he's not here with us anymore and they have to like recast him again. I would say, I mean, if that does happen, you know, hopefully it doesn't, but if it does happen, I kind of hope that they go someone younger, you know, that way they're not having to replace this old guy every like 5 years. But yeah, like I never really thought of, you know, Gus being like a Doctor Doom, because from what I remember, like in the original Fantastic Four movies with Jessica Alba and stuff, like Doctor Doom was like their age. You know, he was kind of younger, on the younger side, I guess. Yeah, Gus is kind of like in his like 60s, 70s, taking on Captain America. And you know, like I said earlier, like Captain America was kind of struggling fighting off a 60-year-old, which was kind of funny. But I mean, you do have to remember that this Captain America doesn't have the super soldier serum yet. I'm hoping he does get it. So I guess the stakes are higher because he's more, you know, vulnerable to getting hurt and actually dying to less lethal things than the original Captain America.
Yeah, the way I kind of felt about too, I felt like he was just like a very unwitty Batman, like kind of strong, has all the resources and powers, but not really, not really as smart as powerful. I don't know. That's I kind of like I was like, man, if you put Batman in this situation, I feel like it'd be kind of similar, except without the dark past.
Yeah, that's true. Like that would actually be pretty fun to see Batman fight the Hulk. I mean,
Get down
it's
for
kind of
that.
what it was. It's just like, so the new Captain America has what is it? It's not vibranium, is it? It's the
Adamantium.
adamantium. Well, that's what they were fighting for on the island, wasn't it? The Celestial Island. So he does have
Yeah.
vibranium in his wings now because he has the same effect that Black Panther does in his suit when he gets all that buildup from getting like shot at and stuff, and then he can release it. I thought that was pretty cool. Like when he did that thing where he landed and then like the wave. I don't know, was it the sound wave or whatever it was? Like when he landed and just like blew everybody away because he was going so fast. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. On a side note, he should have kind of given like his buddy, New Falcon, Latino Falcon, some of that vibranium on his wings because like he could have probably like done a lot more with that. So it's kind of messed up, bro, holding it out from him.
Yeah, I mean it's not like they have like they don't have unlimited source. You know, they just go over to Wakanda and get some. But isn't so like Bucky when he was over there, I was wondering why they didn't make his arm like vibranium. Like that would have been a
I don't
cool
know.
upgrade for him because he was there for a couple years.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that. They're like they probably didn't want him to like be super strong. So like you got to earn that. You're stuck with titanium for now.
I
I don't know.
guess. But I mean, they like they took away that brainwash away from him. So now that he was his own person, I feel like they probably could have trusted him more. Yeah, I've been on like a Marvel binge lately. Like I watched all the Captain Americas. And dude, all the Captain Americas are really good, man. Like I didn't watch the first one, like the first Avenger, because not really into like the origin. I kind of just want to see like when he's already like beefed up and like kicking ass and stuff. um but yeah, like so all the Captain America movies, they have crossovers with a lot of people, mostly like Iron Man. I noticed that like Iron Man, Black Widow's in there. I think I don't think the Hulk was in there, but there is a lot of crossover with Iron Man. Iron Man's like one of the main characters in mostly like all of his movies, especially like Winter Soldier. No, did he come out with Winter Soldier? Man, I'm
Civil
getting
War.
them confused. Yeah, Civil War, but that was Avengers Civil War.
That was Captain America. So, but either way, yeah. No, no, I get what you're saying. I think what you got it's kind of like what Sean was saying last week. How every movie got better and better, and this
Yeah.
movie is it's like it. That's what kind of fell flat for me. Like the crossover, a crossover would have been nice. Like something more, kind of instead of just like you said referring back to 20 years ago. Like nah, like that movie. Oh my god, the one where like the scene where they're fighting the Hulk and like all the screens are going shifting everywhere. Like that's all I remember from that movie.
Yeah, so it was Captain America Civil War. I got that mixed up. Fact checking in real life.
Dang.
But yeah, so I watched all of those, and then so it was a couple nights ago I watched Spider-Man Homecoming. I think that was like the first Spider-Man. Dude, I fell asleep. Like I've seen it before, but like that movie's so long. It's like 2.5 hours, and I was watching it like at 10 o'clock at night, and I got to the point where um I think they were in DC, and he climbed the that thing, the monument, and like he rescued him, and it was kind of just after that I I was like, okay, like the movie's almost over, and dude, it's like halfway over. I'm like, Jesus Christ, like I forget how long this movie was, but yeah, I fell asleep, and then I woke up when his Aunt May like found out that he was Spider-Man, and she was all like, what the
Damn.
and then it like cut off. I was like, all right, cool, it's over, and I turned it off and rolled over and went to bed.
Yeah, you should probably rewatch those movies. I don't know. I really enjoyed watching them. Like, it was just kind of fresh. They still had some crossovers too in those. I don't remember it being 2.5 hours long. It felt like probably like one of the more normal movies, like hour and 59 minutes. Let's say hour and a half, but no, that's way too short.
Yeah, no, it was about 2 hours. If I remember right, I was still like half asleep. But yeah, like Iron Man is he's like he's not a main character, but he's like a big side character. So you know, like Happy comes out in a lot, and I think that was it. It was just Iron Man and Happy, the crossover, because it is like a Sony picture. It's not like a full Marvel movie, which it was just kind of weird because, you know, like Spider-Man is with, you know, Sony, I guess at the time when they were making the movies, but they were still able to have crossovers with, you know, like actual Marvel characters. So it's just weird that, you know, like why wouldn't they be able to do that with like Venom or something? Like if they have the rights to Spider-Man, you know, and they're just kind of letting Marvel borrow Spider-Man, like, you know, why didn't Venom have like that Spider-Man in there? I felt like it would have been more interesting, because everybody wants to see Spider-Man and Venom fight. They want to see them on screen together, and for like how many years like Venom has been out, they just kind of tease it, and it's like, bro, you're gonna tease people so long that they're just not gonna care anymore to when you actually finally do it. You know, like all those people that are invested are just gonna be like, ah, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Another movie that I thought was gonna be better and it wasn't, which is Venom: The Last Dance. Literally, him dancing in Vegas was so disappointing. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think these movies are gonna be better than they come out to be. And yeah, that like whole him getting transported and then little Venom juice is left and stuff and becomes something else. Nah, no Tom Hardy. No, I mean no Spider-Man. No what's the Spider-Man's real actor's name?
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. There we go.
Yeah, so his name is Tom Holland.
Yeah, so no Tom Holland, no Tobey Maguire, no Andrew Garfield, no Spider-Man at all. Like, at least show a picture of him. Yeah.
Well, they did show him on the news. Remember, like they were in the hotel and they showed. This is before Peter Parker wished that they don't know like who he is. So all that doesn't matter anyways, because they're gonna forget who he was. So like you do have like that small connection in the hotel room when Venom's looking at him on the TV, but then it's just gone because he put a spell for everyone to forget who he was. So
yeah, true.
That was a dead end for that storyline.
Yeah, I can't say we didn't get any Spider-Man. All right, more than just a newsflash. How about that? That would be nice.
Yeah, I mean that's what I want. I mean, like Spider-Man 3 from like Tobey Maguire's movies, like it would have been good if they didn't have 3 bad guys in the movie where he was trying to fight like 3 bad guys at one time. Like they could have easily made a 3 and 4 and just kind of like split that in half, you know, like like the Goblin is going to be a bad guy in every movie, you know, so keep the Goblin and then put like the Sandman with the Goblin, and then the next one do like Venom, the Goblin, and Spider-Man. Like it would have been fine, you know. And it's not like they didn't have the money to do it. It's not like they weren't it's not like, you know, they weren't gonna sell out on these movies back then. You know, people loved Spider-Man. They're getting like so much money from every movie. Like I feel like they either got greedy and just wanted more and less, or they knew that like the time was just ending for these movies, and they just were like, oh, we got to cram everybody in here.
Yeah, don't forget what's his name, emo Tobey Maguire like walking down the street like doing his little snap thing.
Yeah, that
I
was
forget that memorable scene.
a bully. Was it Bully Maguire? I think they call him.
Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. I yeah, definitely you can never go wrong with more than less because we've seen what happens with less. But yeah, Sandman, I think Sandman what had like three scenes, him becoming Sandman, then him saying bye to his daughter, then him fighting at the very end. Like he had no scenes in that movie.
Well, there was a subway where like Spider-Man like pretty much like killed him because he opened up the water and then he just like washed
Oh
away.
god.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think that's when he was like bully Spider-Man, so I think he was trying to like actually, kill him.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally forgot about that. Then who did they cast as Venom? In that 70s show. Oh, what's his name?
It was Eric in the '70s show. Let me see.
Yeah, Eric Foreman. Why did they cast Eric Foreman as Venom?
Um, well, I think because he was just supposed to be like a camera guy, kind of like the same as Tobey Maguire. So they kind of got a guy similar to him. But then like yeah, you see the difference between like the new Venom and like the old Venom. Like this updated Venom is all like big and like muscular, and then the other one was just basically a Spider-Man in black. So yeah, they didn't really have a good take on Venom back in the day.
I don't know. I think you could have put in like any big beefy dude in there, like John Cena. You know, he could have been like a decent Venom in that show.
John
Just kidding about
Cena.
that.
We wouldn't be able to see him on screen though.
Oh.
Anyways, all right. I think we're done with the Marvel talk. Unless you got something else you wanna add.
Nah, if I'm talking about John Cena's Venom, then we're probably short of the stuff.
All right, so we're gonna get into football. Our beloved NFL is not gonna be back for another like 6 months. So, free agency is about to start, or did it start already? I think it started already. I'm not sure. But this past week and this weekend has been very crazy. A lot of moves going on. So we're gonna talk about our Raiders, what we know best, and then we'll kind of get into like the big names going on with other teams. So first of all, so the Raiders got a new coach, Pete Carroll. 1 year removed from retirement. Uh, the dude is old, man. Let me see. I have his stats up here somewhere. Um, yeah. So the Raiders fired head coach Antonio Pierce soon after the season. And then we hired 73-year-old Pete Carroll, who had retired from coaching from the Seahawks last offseason. So 14 years he's been coaching in Seattle. He got a 3-year deal, 4th-year option. What do you think the chances are that he's going to go 4 out of 4 years, or 3 out of 4 years, or 2 out of 4 years?
I'll put it this way. Pete Carroll, 73 years young. I think there's a high chance he goes more than 1 year, which that's been kind of a hard record to beat. Josh McDaniels, yeah, 1.5 years. Okay, no. There's a decent chance he'll get to the end of his 2nd year. How about that?
Okay, so you're going 2 out of 4 years.
No, at least 2. So if we put it, I'll do 4 out of 4. I'll be the optimist here.
4 out of 4. Okay, I'll do 3 out of 4. I feel like the first year is going to be a lot of growing pains, and they have a lot to sort out because our team is just a mess right now. So I'll go 3 out of 4. You'll go 4 out of 4.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. He's a proven coach. I think the new GM, John Spytek, is definitely a guy that he hasn't been a GM yet, but he has a lot of experience at Tampa Bay and a whole bunch of other places. So far, I mean, their new quarterback, we just found out, Geno Smith. I think he's a good pick for quarterback. People mentioned it, but I was like, that would be a funny joke. Pete Carroll and Geno Smith again, and here we go, Geno. And yeah, Pete Carroll again.
I think it's better than the other option with what's his name, Wilson.
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, Russell Wilson. I like we hate on him a lot, but I feel like he is a good player. I mean, he did take the Broncos to the playoffs last year, didn't he? Or were they like one game off?
Nah, last season it was their new quarterback. What's Bo Nix that they just drafted?
So it was like a mix though, because I know Russell Wilson played a lot of games.
Hey, are you right? He was with the Steelers last season. Him and Justin Fields.
Oh shit. Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, I got that confused because I got that mixed up with something else. So yeah, so just better than the other option than Russell Wilson coming to the Raiders. I know there was talk about that, and as much as Russell Wilson is like as much as he's done in his past, I feel like right now like he's past his prime. Especially with a team like ours, it doesn't really have anybody to pass it to besides like Brock Bowers. Um, it just wouldn't have been a good fit. So we did get Geno Smith. We got him for a 2025 third round pick, which you said is what we got for Devontae Adams going to the Jets. So kind of a free pickup, kinda. Don't have to waste one of our original draft picks.
Yeah, it was like we're picking at number 6. Top 2 quarterbacks are Shador Sanders or Cam Ward, and it's like, Tennessee Titans are probably gonna grab one of the two. I think Giants pick at number 2, but I've seen a lot of news that Aaron Rodgers might be going there, so who knows? Could either one have fallen to us? Maybe, but I think it's why not just go with a for sure route of a decent guy, then we get screwed again, and hey, let's get the next best generational tight end again, like with our pick.
Yeah, we got really lucky with Brock Bowers. I actually didn't think that he was gonna do as good as he did.
No,
But yeah, he was amazing.
yeah, I didn't think he was going to become our offense once Devontae Adams left, but he did.
I was kind of thinking that Devontae Adams was gonna retire, either like him and Aaron Rodgers were just gonna retire together. I mean, it's like, how do you come back from getting cut from from a team that like everybody thought that you guys were gonna go over there and just like tear it up, and you guys did in fact not tear it up, and you both got kicked off the team. Which is
Yeah,
it's kind of embarrassing. But I mean, Devontae Adams, he's a really good wide receiver. Like even now, in his age, like he's still good. Like on like better terms, I would have liked for him to come back. Like he would have been like a solid 2 if we got somebody else. Maybe Hunter Renfro if he's not doing nothing, come back. No, just kidding. I don't know where Hunter Renfro is right now.
so I kind of looked into it, and there's some rumors saying that like he's just trying to sit out a whole year so like he can like heal up because he had like 50 concussions and everything. I hope so, but yeah, no, he's like on the milk carton, like I'm missing.
Yeah, that sucks. And I loved like third and Renfro. Oh, that was so much fun. So Gardner Minshew is going to be released in this upcoming week. He's 28 years old. He signed a two-year deal, $25 million free agent last offseason with $15 million guaranteed. So he got his $15 million and he is out. I don't know where he would go. I don't see him being a starting quarterback on any team, but maybe backup for sure. Maybe the Cowboys. I don't know.
Maybe he can go be starter for the Seahawks because I heard they got a job opening now.
Yeah, definitely. I know the Raiders picked up a guard. I think his name was like Alex something.
Well, dang. Yeah, we signed Alex Kappa. Playoffs here we come.
I mean, he does have a little playoff experience, which would be good if we ever make to the playoffs.
If
Maybe
you
maybe not this year, but next year. Next year I have big hopes. Next year.
I was gonna say, if you look at it, his playoff experience is also playing against us. The last time we made it to the playoffs.
Well, I mean that's not very good then.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It's not a big name that I was tracking. But yeah, no, we have a lot of people we might be losing. Nate Hobbs, Trayvon Merrick, I seen we signed what's his name? Is- Isaiah Palomalo, um, nephew of what's the other guy's name?
Troy
Trey Palomalo.
Polamalu.
Oh, Roy or Trey?
That was Troy.
Troy. There we go. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
why I'm not a sportscaster at
The most whitest name,
all.
or like whatever he is. Is he like Hawaiian or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we do have some other big news regarding the Raiders. So I had just read this today and I brought it up to you earlier, but so the Seahawks wanted to trade Geno Smith and DK Metcalf for Max Crosby, which is like a crazy trade that the Raiders would have been stupid to take, like stupid. So the Raiders said no. I guess they said no like immediately, which is really good. And then they extended Max Crosby. I don't know the details on it. You remember the details on that?
I think they extended him for 3 more years onto his contract and about like 190 guaranteed. So 200 million dollars, 190 in guaranteed money. But thinking back, like if John Gruden was still in charge of the team, like he would have been like, yes, let's do it, like he did with Khalil Mack a long time ago. So yeah, definitely reminiscent of that trade. But this one didn't happen, and we kept back the one guy who is consistently good on our team.
Yep. That means that we can wear our jerseys for a couple more years before
I
they're
know.
outdated.
I'm like, my jersey's safe, not like my Darren Waller jersey that I still regret getting.
Yeah, it was crazy. I think about like so like Max Crosby and like Josh Jacobs. I think there was some other dude. They all got like Raider tattoos like on their arms and stuff. And like so Josh Jacobs is on the Packers now with a Raider tattoo on his arm. It's just like crazy. Like, do you think they kept him or do you think that they like covered it up?
I mean, I think you'll keep him. It's not like it's a Raiders tattoo with like championship on it or something like that.
Yeah,
But
I mean, they weren't alive when the Raiders last won.
yeah, yeah, it does suck. I mean, it's like that's why you don't get like your girlfriend's name tattooed on you or anything like that. But hey, at least for Crosby, he's still safe with that tattoo.
Yeah. So yeah, so happy for Crosby. I don't know what else did the Raiders do this offseason, like so far within this like past week.
I think honestly, for big names, that's all I can think about. There's no one else really that besides once we finally got a head coach and GM. But besides the Raiders, I mean, I know today, as we're talking right now, a whole bunch of news is dropping.
Yeah, I did. I did have like all that on my thing. So the one on here is wide receiver DK Metcalf to the Steelers. Doesn't say who they're getting back for him. Let me see.
This morning, Von Miller was released from the Buffalo Bills, and I'm like, damn. I thought he was gonna go over there, be the one to help push them over the Chiefs. Nope. Now he's on the corner right now, waiting for his next job.
Dude, Von Miller's kind of old though, isn't he? It's kind of up there in age.
Yeah, I think he was drafted a long time ago, and yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised he's still playing. Like, I know he was injured for I want to say 2023, and so he played a lot of 2024, but it's not the same guy that was on the Broncos.
Yeah, definitely. I kind of just hope he retires, man. I don't want to see him get hurt. Other than that, so Stafford signed a contract with the Rams. I was actually kind of hoping we would get Stafford, and then with getting Stafford, that we would get Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp is a free agent right now. The Rams already went out and said like we don't want you back, so go find somewhere else to work, which is crazy because Cooper Kupp is really good. Maybe not last year because of his injuries, but like him being healthy for a full season, like he can produce a lot of good numbers for you. I would not be mad if the Raiders got Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad either if they get him, just not too much, and Yeah, him, Bowers. Um, I know we have another. Oh, Jacoby Myers. There we go. That wouldn't be a bad group of people to have. Um, you know, one of the running backs that disappointed me was Zamir White because his last season that he had before the season, like he was doing great in place of Jacobs, and this season, nah, just not a great running back for us.
Yeah, our running back depth was really bad this year. Because we had who like Addison or Madison. What was his name? Madison something.
Yeah, he came from the Vikings, right? Addison Madison or no?
Madison Madison.
I can't remember his name. It's a
Yeah,
combination, something like that. Alexander Madison. There we go.
yeah. So Alexander Madison was pretty much a bust for this year. I think he was hurt a lot of the season, if I remember. But split times with Zamir White, and bro, we just had no running back at all.
Amir Abdul, he did some good stuff there. I think he was like between him and Madison, they were more of a threat than Zamir White was ever. Too bad Zeus didn't do his college stuff and with us in the Raiders.
Yeah, I mean, how are you feeling on this upcoming year for the Raiders? Do you think we'll hit 500, or we're still going to be under 500?
I want to see what we do in the draft before I make a prediction. Um, because I have no idea where they're gonna go with that, and that'll tell you a lot about how they feel about Geno Smith. Um, what did they? Oh, the Falcons when they signed Kirk Cousins, and then they drafted our supposed quarterback, Michael Penix. There we go. So if they do that again, if the Raiders do that, where we got Geno Smith and they draft a pretty high quarterback, I'm gonna feel dicey. Now if we get Geno Smith and then get a really good weapon or upgrade the O line, I'll feel a little better. I'd say maybe 500. No, I'd say about 500. With 10-win team, we're making the
10
playoffs this
wins.
year. 10 wins.
10
Four out of
wins.
four. 4 out of 4 with Pete Carroll. 10 wins. Playoff win.
Oh man, that's
Calling it here
very
first.
high hopes. Very high hopes.
Yeah, we gotta be positive, or else we're just gonna be sad, like we've always been the last since 23 years since they made the Super Bowl.
Yeah, didn't even win it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they were good because I pretty much watched every game from that season, that Super Bowl season, and they were good. I think we did not suffer. We struggled against Miami because Miami had that one quarterback that running back that was just like crazy. I can't remember his name, but he was like a really good running back, and then he got in trouble for like smoking weed or something. But yeah, I remember Miami being hard to beat, but then like every other team, like we just kind of like blew them out or just beat them, and then we got to the Super Bowl. And the thing is like John Gruden was our head coach the year before, and then I think he got fired or he left, and he went to Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then they just like steamrolled us. I mean, it was just, our old coach pretty much knows the whole team like inside and out. Like he's gonna know everyone's weaknesses, strengths. Like that's all it was. I feel like if the Buccaneers had any other coach, we probably would have beat them.
Yeah, that was Al Davis trading him to that team. And on top of that, people don't normally say it, but that was actually the Pirate Bowl because Tampa Bay, the Raiders, 2 Pirates.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, a little fun fact.
Yeah, whack ass Super Bowl, man. It was such a blowout too. Like it wasn't even competitive.
Yeah, I don't remember that Super Bowl at all. I
No,
wasn't watching football at the time.
Yeah, I think you were probably like 7, 8 years old.
Let's see, 2002. No, I was 9. No, actually, I was 8 years old. I was probably watching Bugs Bunny and Dexter's Laboratory during that Super Bowl.
You were watching Dumbo on repeat.
Yes. I had to get all of them details down.
Yeah. All right. So moving on, other teams. I don't know. Did you say like the Browns? What was his name? Like Garrett? Something
Yeah,
Garrett.
So this whole offseason, Miles Garrett's like, I ain't staying here. I want some other team. Trade me. And then today news dropped that they're resigning him for I think 4 years, $200 million, something like that. So he's gonna stay with the Browns. Does that mean anything? No, because Deshaun Watson's gonna be injured when the season starts too. So hey, if you can't win, at least make a lot of money.
Yeah, for sure. Um, all right. Any other players worth mentioning? I know Devontae Adams just signed with the Rams, which was like a big thing. So
Yeah,
so he's pretty much going to be taking over Cooper Cup's place. So it's like they really do not want Cooper Cup on the team if they're going to sign Devontae Adams to take his place. Uh,
yeah.
yeah, I
I
mean
mean, you
Devontae
got
Adams still has a lot of gas left in the gas tank. So I feel like he has maybe like 2 more years. I think he signed like a 2-year deal, but we'll see.
yeah. I feel like contender wise, like he should have signed with the Commanders because you're still got the 49ers, which you see how they are without Samuels and oh, what's the other wide receiver? They just signed and they just released him. Brandon Ayuk. So
Hmm.
that's gonna be an interesting team. Um, Kyler Murray, hey, still on AZ, throwing it out there. I don't know.
Uh,
I feel like him going to the Commanders would have been better for him than going to the Rams.
and then Debo Samuels went to the Commanders now.
That's right. Debo Samuels, and Devontae Adams on the same team. Oh man, he missed out. He could have got his ring.
The Commanders. Well, I mean they did win a game in the playoffs now.
They got to the NFC Championship. They just got
Yeah.
steamrolled by the Eagles and Saquon Barkley, but they made it.
Yeah. So I mean they're trending in the right direction.
Yeah. Yeah, I think besides that, oh, Josh Allen, $330 million deal.
Yeah, that's good for Josh Allen. He got the bag. He kind of, I mean, he not kind of, he definitely deserves it. He's a really good quarterback. He's just, man, if the Chiefs weren't in his way, like you imagine how many rings he would have won already. Um, but yeah, we haven't even talked about the Chiefs and the Super Bowl and stuff like that. But yeah, that was a whack ass Super Bowl. But
That was an amazing Super Bowl. I loved every second of it. Like I didn't care. I'm like, more points, beat them
yeah,
down.
yeah. I mean, like if you look at it that way, like it was a good Super Bowl. It was nice to see the Chiefs get blown out, but you do want to see like a competitive game. Like it wasn't even close like any time of the game. So
Nah, I didn't care about competition. They lost their three-peat. They're all sad on the sidelines. I was loving it. Like when Tampa Bay beat them forever ago. Like I love that Super Bowl too. I don't care if Tom Brady won it.
yeah, that's true. Seeing the Chiefs lose is fun.
Yeah, it's just the hater in me.
All right. So yeah. So don't really want to make this podcast too much longer. Is there any more big named hitters out there that you wanted to talk about? I think we got pretty much the big ones so far.
Little side news in baseball: the Dodgers are gonna resign Dave Roberts to contract extension, so we don't have to worry about him going anywhere.
Yeah, I'm very happy about that. Dave Roberts is a really good manager, even though he gets a lot of shit every time something goes wrong. Like it's his fault that something goes wrong. Like there was a lot of shit talking about like our relievers being bad. Like that's not his fault. Like he's working with what he got. Like he can only do so much. But this past season, he did really good on managing the bullpen, managing the pitchers. Yeah, he really deserves the extension. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I was not shocked at all to see that they're extending him. I don't care. Give him like half of Los Angeles too with it. Like keep that man where he is.
Yeah, I mean, especially because the Dodgers are getting better and better every year, and it's cool to see him, like, just win. Like, just want championships, and that's what we all want. And like he's like a very like seasoned vet when it comes to this. So no better person to be an LA manager right now.
Yeah, no better stage backup dancer Ice Cube too.
Yeah, he should do like opening day just to set the season off right.
Yeah, yeah, I still can't believe that he ran out there when Ice Cube was performing.
Oh, for the parade, right?
Yeah, they're like, we won ceremony at the stadium.
Yeah, yeah, that was good. Doc was like pretty lit dancing with him and stuff.
Oh, he was lit for the entire month before and after they won.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Dodger season coming up. Man, if I go to any bobbleheads, I would have to call out because I'm going to nights instead of weekends. The plan was for if I go to work on the weekends, I get more chances to go during the week and just pick up the bobbleheads. Now I think I'm just gonna get them on eBay. It might be a little bit cheaper than paying for 2 tickets and parking and food and gas. Actually, just might be cheaper to get the eBay ones, but yeah, if I do want to go to a game, I gotta call out, which won't be a bad thing. You get to go see Shohei and Mookie Betts and Freeman and the freshly renovated stadium. I'm happy to see that. I don't think they really changed anything. I think they just swapped out old with new.
Yeah, for us as fans, we're not going to see anything different. It's going to be the same. For the players, they got that whole underground, like, basically their own underground stadium at this point. Like, all the both sides where they dug the Grand Canyon, like, that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, that with those holes that they dug were so deep. Like I was like amazed that it actually went down that far.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to dig, might as well make it worth it.
Yeah, they got to take they got like the elevator down
An
there,
elevator.
escalator, all that good stuff.
Yeah, they're going to have, like, the Tesla tunnels to, like, drive them back up and down.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, man. I think we can call an end to this one. Thank you for guesting on while Sean is in the Philippines getting married. Might have you on next week because I don't know how long he's gonna be out for. So keep your schedule clear for that.
Okay, I'll let my secretary know.
All right, cool. I'll get my people to talk to your people. We'll do this.
All right.
All right, so thank you guys. If you guys can like and give a subscribe on the channel, that'll help us a lot. We do have other playlists on here. The Last of Us on HBO is picking back up next month, and we are going to be covering that again. So if you guys want a refresher on all of our opinions and rundowns and all that, there is a playlist. I'll link it at the end screen. We do have like 50 other podcast videos that you guys can watch. And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. If you guys made it this far, peace out, guys. Thanks, Gio, for joining us.
See you guys later.